Hey guys, welcome to the Poke Chalet. So the updates for this week is, this week we're going to have two new collection boxes dropping from the Pokemon International. One is the Mewtwo EX box. The other one is the Charizard box with the Lenticular Charizard promo card, the big jumbo. So, what is interesting is we're actually going to get more than we did in previous collection box drops, which tells me that there might be an uptick in the number of boxes being sent out to stores. I do not get a whole lot, but I think I'm basically getting double what I got of the Cynthia's Garchomp boxes, and I think the Iono's Bellibolt boxes. I'm getting double that amount, which is not a lot for collection boxes. I'm used to getting 4 or 5 cases. I'm not getting that. I'm getting a singular case, which is nothing. So I will reach out to a few people who I know, they're Charizard collectors, they're Mewtwo collectors. I'll let them know I have a box for them. I did the same for the Garchomp. Someone ghosted me, so I found another Garchomp box buyer. That's the way it goes. So with that, I got the message from Distro saying, hey, we're shipping your 2 cases today. Is there anything I want to add? So I put together an order. Now, everything at Distro's website is at market. Now, they didn't have any Destined Rivals available for purchase, but I was able to pick up some Crown Zenith. So I'm buying Crown Zenith packs, not packs, but basically mini tins, sets of Crown Zenith mini tins. They're going for, I think for the 10 tins, they want 400 Canadian bucks, which means sorry, it's not 400. It can't be 400. That would be way too much for Crown Zenith. But it's some ridiculous number. Maybe it's I don't know, 380, something stupid in terms of tins. But I saw them. They're Crown Zenith. They were a better price than some of the other Crown Zenith products they had. So I got a couple of those. I went and bought some more Surging Sparks booster boxes. Now, they're still selling them for $329, but even though the market has gone down, I still put in the order. Still trying to pick up some more Surging Sparks booster boxes. We have no idea if that's going to print again. It may. All these boxes that I'm worried, I'm selling my last of, that I won't have one later and won't have one for the shelf. They may print it all again. We'll see. But, what else did I buy? There was another booster box. Paradigm Trigger? Paradox Rift. I ordered some more Paradox Rift booster boxes. They wanted at $2.95 Canadian for those. So that's a lot more than what I sell my last ones for. But that seems to be the way the market is going. Now what's interesting is I got a call after I put in this order. It's a small little order of some more booster boxes, some cases of tins and things like that. Basically full market. They called me and sold me some Destined Rivals for under market, which was nice. It was odd that they didn't call me before I put in the order, but I think that's how the Pokemon distribution, the Pokemon business works. You have to buy for them before they even sell you some of the good stuff. So I should be able to keep or restock some Destined Rivals booster boxes. If you're a customer and you notice them out of stock, send me a note, and when stock arrives, I will let you know. It's still market, unfortunately. They sold it a little under market for the Destined Rivals booster boxes for me, which kind of tells me I think the price is still going down. And Distro still thinks the Destined Rivals price is going to creep down. Everybody online, all the YouTubers are saying Destined Rivals prices are going to go down. Now, pack prices, yes. But will we see more booster boxes? We don't know. And who cares about booster boxes? Well, they're a collectible, right? They're like the combined forces of a set. It's the representation of a set. When you pick up Destined Rivals, you don't think, oh, I'm going to pick up the Mewtwo box, which has 3 packs of Destined Rivals. You don't think of a set like that. But a booster box really represents a set, and a lot of people do collect booster boxes. And mostly big people, mostly people with a lot of disposable income, people who want, the sealed collection grail. So that's where boxes come in, and that tends to be what I try to have at the Poke Chalet for people. I'm trying to level up. I'm trying to get to the point. I know that I've watched some other YouTubers, Earn Collects, I believe. He talked about leveling up. I am never gonna not sell singles and deal with low value singles because it's one of the more enjoyable aspects that I take from the hobby. But it would be nice if I had a lot more singles. I recently got in a nice big chunk of singles, like $3,000 worth of singles. Put them up. I would love to be putting up another $3,000 every couple of weeks. Would be nice. I know that must be what brick and mortars are like. Always getting that person walking through the door. But I probably have to start celebrating, i.e., promoting the fact that I do buy. I do have a lot of involvement in Facebook groups, but mostly from a moderator perspective. I don't really abuse it. When we have these groups, you want to see people buying and selling. You don't want the store to come in who has, access to product, access to, a fair amount of the ability to give store credit and things like that. You don't want the store to come in there and undercut someone who's trying to get, their $3 for their full art, or their $20 for their art rare. So I try to stay away from the books, even though I admin a lot and I do watch what's happening in them a lot. And it's interesting, right? It's what people are trading, what people are liking to do. Right now, you can see the craziness, which is the Costco Prismatic ETB bundles. And I gotta say, it's just as bad as Blooming Waters. It's just as horrible. You see people, with multiples. So they didn't limit to 2 for sure. But hopefully they put them up for sale on Costco online, and hopefully people can get at least 1. Get 2. Hopefully people can get 2, but it's kind of dirty when you see these guys with 6 and 8 and 12 posted, and you gotta wonder, did they all do the scalper hustle through the Costco? So we're gonna have to deal with that, and it brings out a lot of anger in people when you have the scalpers doing the Costco run. Now there's a fair amount of anger, and I haven't felt this in a long time. It's been really strong in the last 3 to 6 months. Anger in the hobby. Gatekeeping. Investors are ruining the hobby. Investors have been here for like 10 years. Seal collectors are ruining the hobby. Players are ruining the hobby. Sneakerheads are ruining the hobby. Scalpers are ruining the hobby. It's just anger all around. And whereas these groups all have an impact on the game, on the collection, on the hobby, I don't know if you could really put all of the negative blame on all of them. All of them bring something interesting to the whole market and to the whole hobby itself. But we're going to see a lot of that horrible Prismatic bundle, which is an awesome deal, by the way. We're going to see a lot of it scalped online. They're talking about the largest lineups that Costco has ever seen. Even I think in the United States, Costco is developing some sort of queue system to make sure that you don't, so that they can equal out who can get access to these Prismatic boxes. So that's fun. Next up, Black and White. So Black and White is on the horizon. We are small stores, so we don't know our distro numbers yet. I'm hoping to get 5 cases of each ETBs, and maybe 3 cases or 2 cases of the poster, 2 cases of the tech sticker, all that fun stuff. I'd really like to get 5 cases each, back to the olden days. Now, if I was to get that much, then you'd know that Pokemon is now printing to demand, and normality is going to start to return to the purchasing of sealed product. And with that, with the normality, I hope product does get cheaper and people can open more. Because opening when when prices are low, that adds to the singles market, right? It brings inventory in. It's excitement. People will chase, but when there's a real big difference between a sealed product and the cards inside, people just do not chase. And Players are probably noticing that everything is more expensive because there's not as many staples around, cheap staples. So it's impacting everybody, these high prices. Except, I imagine only Distro and Pokemon are enjoying the heck out of it. Pokemon can basically print. Distro is the same. Distro is like the kingmaker of stores right now. I know for a fact that they treat people differently, and they treat, for a fact, anything's guaranteed. They definitely have a weird calculator going on in terms of who get what product at what price, and hopefully we keep falling on the good side of that calculation so that we can keep running. I foresee a certain amount of staleness happening over the summer, happening into the black and white set as it finds its feet. Black and white may only you only get like what, 2 or 3 sets maybe before something completely different. So it's going to be weird. The next 6 to 12 months are going to be very weird from Pokemon, unpredictable. Originally we would have just been roaming into the final sets of Scarlet and Violet, the 10s, the 11s, the 12s, the 12 and a halves, and the done. But now we're moving into the black and white early. Who knows what'll happen? I'm kind of interested. I have seen a little bit of the black and white cards. I've seen the Japanese new rare type. I kind of like it. I hope to see in our set the Victini. I hope to see, of course, Reshiram and Zekrom. I would hope that we'd start to see some of those rare types, a 3rd or 4th one. That I would hope to see. We start to see those coming out very quickly with black and white. We shall start to see Japanese mega spoilers soon, and I'm very curious around the mega sets. I've seen them both so far. I've seen the Venusaur and Latios. Was it Latios or Latios? I don't know which one it was, but I've seen those mega cards coming around. Spoiler season is up for black and white. It's going to be interesting. Not black and white, sorry. Mega black and white is already spoiled sufficiently. But it's going to be an interesting small set of products released over time. For black and white, definitely don't go all in at the start. Just take a taste, and that should be enough. Again, contact me if you have collections that you need inventoried and bought or taken in for trade store credit, because I don't vend. I don't have it in me to do vending. I really enjoy it when I do it, but it takes all of my energy. I'm an introvert at heart. It takes all of my energy away from me if I was to vend. I do like the interactions with people when you're vending. I do enjoy that quite a bit, but it messes up inventory horribly. Like, everything gets completely lost. I'd have to inventory my entire store or everything that I brought with me, and it would be a mess. But what else? What else? The other thing about vending is it puts you up front, and people will come to you with like, I got 30 cards here. Are you willing to buy? I'm a person of detail. I'm a person who, if you have 30 cards, I want to look at each 30, not for conditioning. You can quickly do that, but I'd like to do the math, write in my spreadsheet, do all of the detailed estimate. But I see these POV videos, which are interesting sometimes, but they're able to look at cards and do quick math. Most of the times they're only talking about 1 or 2 cards, but like I said in an earlier video, I'm more about the bulk, and I do want to make sure that not bulk, but the high volume, low value cards. I do enjoy that side of the business, so we'd almost call it bulk in a way. But I want to do both. I want to have that, and I want to be able to deal more so in the higher end for the 20, the 50, the 100, the $200 cards. And that's probably where I probably lose out the most by not vending, is not having that face of the person to go to when it's time to rehome a card, sell a slab, flip it into some sealed product. I want to be the guy that does those big moves for people, and not bending. All I can do is promote myself here. So reach out to me. You guys can hit me in the comments, hit me up in the email, antiquated millennial email stuff, and I hope you guys enjoy the update on the market here in Canada. Some more product coming. Prices are still sitting where they are, which is not great. Like and subscribe. See you next time.